Hey guys, Natalia here, an English-speaking tour guide, interpreter, translator, a teacher, and an English-speaking narrator. And today is the 12th of August, 2023, and I am standing in one of Kiev's neighborhoods called Obolon. Obolon is a relatively new neighborhood of Kiev, and the construction began in the late 1970s, or maybe in the mid 1970s. And actually the rationale behind building a whole new neighborhood in the north of Kiev was to provide Kiev residents with state housing. And at the time, housing was scarce. There was a high shortage, a great shortage of housing, especially as a lot of people from the provinces and regions from all over Ukraine, they began moving to Kiev, and the state had to think very hard and find a solution to this urgent problem. And here we go, a whole new neighborhood. It's a big neighborhood, but the buildings you can see behind me, these buildings, they were built much later. For example, this high-rise building, and the high-rise building, it's an apartment building which has a rosy tone to its walls. It's a very tall building, and I assure you, with all the modern comfortable amenities inside. And this grey building, which is I think it has only 2 floors, or 2 or 3 floors. So these buildings were built much later, maybe during the last decade or two. The Soviet buildings, you can see them in the distance, in the background. They're over there. They're much less impressive, much less comfortable, I assure you. But today I've come here to tell you another story. My story today is about one of the monuments. You can see it behind me. This monument is known under the name of the Monument to the Master. Here we go. I think you can now see it quite clearly. The Monument to the Master. Why this name? So, actually, it's a statue of a bronze figure of a man whose one hand is raised above his head, and the other hand is poised above a large ball of grey granite. And the statue is installed in the middle of a compact flower bed. Can you see it? So it's obvious, to me at least, and I think to other people as well, that it symbolizes the process of creating a brand new product, hence its name. As you can see, the master is appraisingly looking at the polished ball, which, by the way, when the weather permits, when it's clear and sunny, it shines like a new pin, I assure you. Maybe right now, a ton of amazing ideas are huddling in the master's head. Now let me step aside, let me move a little bit to the left. Okay, so, and I personally think that this monument reminds us that any high quality, or better still, unique product demands thorough consideration. You need to think carefully over the smallest details of the thing you are going to produce. And of course, you need to put in a lot of work afterwards if you want to create the real thing. And this is true for every field of human endeavor, for every field of human activity. But in this particular case, we're seeing someone who's going to create a work of art. I think we're seeing an artist. Everyone knows that the main thing in art and in all creative professions is the thought process. Only careful thinking can lead to a success here, without exception. The artist must foresee the thing that he's going to create, and this takes a lot of time and effort. And I don't know what you think, guys, but I personally think that at this point in time, that even he doesn't fully know what his thinking, what his instinct, artistic instinct, will lead him to. To me, it's obvious that this creator, let's call him the creator, he is just drawing the mental outlines of his new creation. As we all know only too well, to think in advance is a very useful and helpful thing in any industry and in any profession.